Do not try and change the business to solve problems that do not exist, because there's more than enough problems that absolutely do exist today that you should be solving. And so going back to more, and this has been something that's been just, I feel like I've got another layer of paint on the more, better, new, is that oftentimes the highest return question is, why can't I do more of the thing that's working? Now, there's usually a much deeper, harder problem that you have to solve once you do the easy mores, but there's always a way to do more than you currently are. And it's just that once you realize that the level of difficulty of what it takes to do the next more is harder than doing something better or new. So instead of you bucking up and saying, I'm going to focus on this very hard problem, you then distract yourself with reasonable problems that no one will blame you for solving. Because the biggest risk to the business is not like a stupid decision, because those are unlikely to actually occur. The real risk to your business is the second, third, and fourth most profitable things that you could do rather than the most valuable thing that you can do. This is a very important lesson for me this year. And so when you get clear on what the harder question is that you need to ask of why can't I do more, and now it's getting hard for me to do it, then we have to remove every distraction that you have that makes you think about anything besides solving that problem. That's it. And sometimes the answer to that hard problem isn't a 1 week, a 4 week, or a 4 month solution. Sometimes you realize that your culture is fucked and you have to fix the culture. And that's going to take you 18 months. And when you're 6 months into it, things will feel worse than they did when you started, but it doesn't make it any less of the correct decision for the business. It just means that your reinforcing event or the reward for the work that you're going to have is far in the future. And it doesn't mean that 6 months in, you should now change course because it hasn't started working yet. Because you knew when you started and you realized that this was the true constraint of the business, that this was going to be a long and painful road ahead of you. And so you do not want to then try and come up with a new solution when the first solution never had time to bear fruit. Because sometimes the most productive thing you can do in the business is give time. Let the solution actually work.